Tech 1. Master Everett's here with a video on the Chon-Ji drills, the 2 blocks and the 2 stances and the movement that's going to be required to be able to memorize the form Chon-Ji. But the Chon-Ji drills, the 2 blocks are a low block and an inner forearm block, middle section inner forearm block, okay? So the way you want to practice those 2 blocks is you'll notice how I'm standing, got one foot on this gray and black line and one on this blue line over here. So it is important that we are shoulder width apart when we start practicing this, okay? So the ending position of this block, I have my left hand down low, my right hand on my floating ribs. This is the ending position for that block. Call that position number 3. Position number 2 for the left block, I'm going to bring my hands up at this X in front of my right shoulder. So notice the knuckles are not higher than the shoulder, not lower than the shoulder, but right at shoulder level, and the X is directly out away from that shoulder. From this position, the left hand does the block, the right hand comes back to the side. So it's just from position 2 to position 3. Position 2, position 3. Position 2, position 1, starting here, which is directly out in front of the shoulders, fingers facing in. Then we go to position 2. And then to position 3. So the drill is just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, and we certainly want to practice that on the other side. We find that as you get this one side down and try to practice the other side, the hands can go haywire. So now I have my right hand down and my left hand on my floating ribs, fingers up in position 3, and position 2 in front of the left shoulder. Blocking hand is the one closest to my body. So position 2, down to position 3, position 2, position 3, position 2, position 3, position 2, position 1, position 2, position 3. So the block looks like this. 1, 2, 3. Relax, bring it backwards motion, and then the motion to make the block, okay? Now, the way we want to practice this block now is to start at position 1, and notice how when I step forward with my right foot, I'm going to stay on this line to come out into the walking stance. All right? The walking stance is 2 shoulder lengths forward, front knee is bent, back leg locked out straight, all 10 toes pointed straight forward. But notice how I've got both feet on the lines here. That's important because the body wants to do this because that's our natural walking width. So when we step out into a walking stance, people tend to want to come in very narrow here. And this is not going to support the upper body weight, all right? So we need to be exactly shoulder wide. Not wider than shoulder wide, just shoulder wide, all right? So once I've stepped out with my right foot, then I'm going to chamber, do the load, position 1, position 2, position 3, and then it's make sure the stance is correct, that we've not stepped in, the back foot hasn't turned out, everything's still straight forward, and then 1, 2, 3, again, right foot, stance, 1, 1, 2, 3, and then be able to put that together, 1, 2, and then step and make the block at the same time. Position 1, 2, 3. Then, of course, we want to be able to repeat that on the other side. Again, making sure we're not stepping in, not stepping out, keeping the feet exactly shoulder wide. These lines can help, but it's just rinse and repeat on the other side, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Make the stance, make sure we're shoulder wide, and then put that together with the 1, 2, 3. I think it's important that first, when you're first doing this, that you do the step and then do the block. And once you feel comfortable with that, 1, 2, and then 3. Make the block at the end of the step, okay? Now the next block, the inner forearm block, is going to be in an L stance. The L stance is a stance where we line the heels up, we're exactly shoulder wide, and what would be the front foot now would be pointing where our target is like this, but the feet are in this L-type position. You'll notice that my right heel is slightly kicked out, my left heel is slightly kicked out also. That makes the stance much, much, much stronger. But this is the position in the L stance, and this is the ending position for the inner forearm block. It's at middle section, so you notice the knuckles are not higher than the shoulder, and we have about 120, 130 degree bend in the arm out here. This makes the block very strong. All right, so position 1, the same as the low block. Position 2, we're going to cross at our back shoulder, but notice how now the blocking hand is the one farthest away from my body. Both of my hands are facing out, and then the block travels around and stops out here. All right, so position 1, position 2, position 3, and it certainly would be okay to practice this block 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, there. Then of course, same thing on the other side. If I'm shoulder wide and I turn my toes here, I bend, keep most of the weight back on the back leg, about 70-30 weight ratio. Here's the ending position for the inner forearm block, again, shoulder level. But we have position 3 here, position 2, position 1. So it starts here, it comes back. Again, the blocking hand is one furthest away from the body, out and around here. So that practice could be, again, just like on the other side, 2 to 3, 2 to 3, and then 1, 2, 3. All right? Now, if you got that, then we can practice stepping with that, where if I see my right foot on this line, where I would practice this inner forearm block, where I step forward with my left foot into an L stance, and then practice the inner forearm block. Again, stepping, making sure the stance is correct first, and then 1, 2, 3. And once you feel comfortable with that, then we would step and make that all one motion. All right, so we'd start and then draw the hand back into the position 2. Again, not too high, not too low. Fingertips at shoulder, or knuckles at shoulder level, blocking hand farthest away from the body, and practice there. Now obviously we want to practice the other side as well. Same thing, stepping with the right foot into an L stance, making sure when you step out, most of the weight is back. Again, we're only shoulder wide here, front foot pointing forward, back foot pointing to the side, creating the L, and ending position of the block there, position 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then practicing the up, draw it back, and stepping into that L stance and making the block. Okay, so those are the positions that we're looking at. Now the last thing is the punch, where you basically have this little teeter-totter thing going here, a little push-pull, an action and a reaction. The harder one hand pulls back, the harder the other hand goes out. Notice the hands twist at the end, elbows stay in tight into the body as we make this punch. All right, so we call this our karate punch, punching from the side straight out. The taekwondo punch does have a little bit of this motion first, and then it draws back when we make the punch. We have this forward, back, forward motion. I find a lot of beginners struggle with that, and I let them just basically punch from here and make that one motion punch. And once they've been in the program a little bit, then I start to reprogram that to a forward, back, forward motion. Forward, back, forward. And the reaction arm would have a backwards, forward, backwards motion. So we have just the exact equal but opposite thing happening on the other side. Okay? So depending on where you are with this, all right, it's hand on the side, the other hand out, and we just step into the walking stance and make the punch. Load it. My left hand is out, right hand is on my side, so I step forward and make the punch. And then essentially want to be able to step and make the punch all in one motion. All right, and then we'll just one motion there, all right, as I draw back and step and make the punch. All right, so that would kind of be the last level there of the Chon-Ji drills. Being able to do the low block, being able to do the inner forearm block, and being able to do the front punch or the obverse punch in both left and right walking stances and both left and right L stances when we're talking about the inner forearm block. All right, I hope this video helps. Practice, practice, practice. And as always, if you have questions, please let me know. Taekwondo.